on campus at Ashville. Seems like my second home here lately. We've done a bunch of soccer with you guys, but now we got the baseball team in. And I'm going to let these gentlemen introduce themselves at this time, starting with Coach.
Yeah, Coach Hall, head baseball coach, football coach, assistant football coach here at Ashville High School.
This is your first year, right, Coach? Just kidding. Go ahead.
I'm Chandler McGinnis, and I play center field and pitcher.
I'm Cole Hyde. I play left field and first base.
Dylan Harris, senior. I play catcher in middle infield.
Coach, if we rewind the clock 2 years ago, we didn't have baseball, obviously, because I know these kids probably got an enlightening when they seen some of the seniors that year not have their season. And last year we had it again. I know you guys got your feet back under you. But heading into this season, what does that look like for you guys here at Asheville?
Well, we had a good year last year. We had a lot of good senior leadership. I was really proud of those guys. And then I've got 4 seniors back this year. And these 3 right here are kind of have led the pack since the beginning of this year. And, we've done some good things so far this year and looking forward to us doing some more. But we're only going to be as good as their leadership takes us and their play. And so far we've done some good things. And I'm really looking forward. We're about to get in the meat of the schedule. And hopefully we'll do some more good things between now and the end of the year.
Now, y'all play some tough teams in y'all's area. Talk about y'all's area a little bit.
Well, that's a great point. I mean, with Etowah and Aniana, and of course Aniana making it to the finals last year, and they just seem to have reloaded this year. And of course, Etowah's got a really good team again this year, and a lot of really good players, and I look for them to be extremely good also. So I don't know if there's any 2 better teams in North Alabama than both of them. And, so we definitely got our work cut out for us playing those guys.
That's right. You guys can go play Vestavia and Hartsville and teams like that to get ready to play these guys because they're basically on that level.
Absolutely.
Etowah just got through playing a top 8 team in the nation, I believe, and battled them to the end.
Yes.
And you guys, talk about what it's been like for you guys. I know you guys are multiple sport athletes, several different sports, but we'll go one at a time here. What's it been like this baseball season coming around?
It's been pretty good so far. Kind of difficult to transfer from sport to sport to sport, and you don't really ever get a break, but definitely going into baseball season, I think we were all ready for it.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think it's been a good time. We had our highs, we had our lows, but at this point, we got to be ready to play. We got a tough area coming up, so that's all it is.
No doubt.
This season, we started off pretty slow at the beginning, but as the seasons went on, we played more games. We started playing better, hitting the ball better, really just playing the game better.
How is it different transitioning, like he just mentioned a minute ago, from sport to sport to sport? And obviously baseball is a totally different, it's more mental than it is the physical attributes transitioning, because I know you're coming out of wrestling. I mean, how's the transition been for you guys?
We had a baseball game 2 days after state for wrestling, so I wrestled on the finals on Saturday.
That's awesome.
We practiced Sunday at 2 o'clock, and then we played the next day, which the game got rained out. We played 1 inning, and the game got rained out. It was tough transitioning like that.
I can imagine.
Really, I had a time period between football and baseball, so really didn't mess with me that much.
Okay, so you could have been getting prepared.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
We didn't really have a lot of practice due to weather and games because we're just loaded up this season, but I think that's the only reason it would affect us.
No doubt. Coach, now from your standpoint, what heading into this season, what are some of the things you knew you could hang your hat on? We're going to be good at this right here, but then what are some of those things you're like, man, we're going to have to dial in on these to get better at?
Yeah, well, one thing that I thought going in is I had 3 of my pitchers with me since day one. And then, of course, I had Cole with them. So I said, well, if I got 3 of these arms that I can get ready for the first games, and then, of course, having Cole out there and some of the guys that were out there with me from the beginning of workouts in January I felt pretty good about where we would start the season on the mound, and that's held true. But we one thing that I think we've really improved on so far, and we weren't doing very well to start with, is our defense to go with our pitching. So, and I kind of felt like coming into the year that those could be 2 strong points for us that our hitting would probably come later, especially 1 through 9, because, we've got some good hitters at the top of our order, but in the middle and toward the bottom, I needed some of those guys to come along and step up at some point. So hopefully we're getting there, and they're there, because, like I said, we got the first area game today with Etowah, and we'll kind of really get a test to see where we are,
Who is some of those guys that stepped up, the underclassmen or some of those guys that really stepped up and shined for you so far?
Well,
They ain't necessarily got the underclassmen.
Yes.
Gentleman that's not in this room.
Yes. Well, of course, Drew Layfield, he's a mainstay, steady Eddie, leadoff hitter, does it all for us. And he gets a lot of praise because he's done a really good job. And he started playing for me in the 8th grade on the varsity. He's a 10th grader now. So he's really seasoned and come along, and he sort of starts things off for the team. And then, to the middle, we got a senior that came back out this year that showed some improvement with his bat. He goes by the name of Jacob Wilson. He plays basketball, and he's helped us some. And then, of course, we had a up-and-coming junior, Gage Turner, and he's hit the ball in spurts for us really well, and he's provided some offensive pop in the middle of the order, And then, of course, Jacob Henderson, he started out kind of slow at the plate, and he's really helped us on the mound. But he's really come on of late at the plate, and he's had 3 or 4 really good games hitting. So those are some guys, younger guys. He's a junior. So those are some of the younger guys that have stepped up and helped me. And I've got an 8th grader in the lineup that it's sort of like a chip off the Layfield block, meaning 8th grade, played varsity, and he hits in the 2-0, and he does a lot of things to help us, from an 8th grade perspective that a lot of these guys probably hadn't seen since Drew and didn't know we were going to get. They didn't, but that he's produced and came on for us. So, that's kind of our team.
Man, that's crazy right there that you got a guy in 8th grade that's up here producing.
Yes.
It used to be unheard of back in the day.
That's exactly
Unless
right.
he was an absolute dude.
And both those guys they're travel ballers. They played a lot of baseball.
They don't fear anything now.
No.
It's kind of like the AAU and basketball.
Yes.
Now, you guys dialing it in, it seems like in every sport, you guys are familiar with our channel and been on here. Y'all are leaders this school, man, on and off the field and court and, everything. What's it been like leading this baseball team this season? Because this is a different look than it has been the last few years.
It's been pretty easy so far. I think we got a bunch of guys that are bought in, and they know what we're trying to do here. So they just get on board and go with what we have to do.
I like it.
Really just the same thing he said, real easy, smooth sailing. Anything you ask them to do, they try to do to the fullest. So.
Even though we do have a said younger team, everybody's more mature than what you would think they would be, just because they're great or whatever.
Right.
So it hasn't really been that hard getting everybody on board because everybody obviously just wants to win.
Yeah, I hadn't had to lock nobody in lockers and nothing like that. Get nobody's attention. Look at Coach. That's somebody owed him a Samsung stuff, Coach. Tell me I'm lying.
No, hey, I never took part of none of that. No.
Buster Gross won't put up with that, would he? Hey, Coach, which one of these guys raises your blood pressure the most? Any of these guys?
Well, all of them raised it at different times. All 3 of them have raised it at different times. But, yeah, they all, they've been with me and done great. Of course, I've had them all in football and do the workouts. Right. And, hey, they've been great people for the program in all 3 sports. And it's just been a joy. You just don't get these types every day.
These are salt of the earth type kids right here, buddy. As good as it gets. And we've been around them so much, I feel like brothers or cousins to myself. I know you guys took time out of class to do this video, and I really appreciate that. And guys, we're going to shut this one down. This one's going to be brought to you by the Gun Shop of Gadsden. He's actually going to bring on a world-renowned NRA firearm safety instructor, do some firearm safety with us very soon. So, and I appreciate them for their sponsorship here. And Coach, before we shut it down, I always like to do this. If you guys do this, and this heading into this area of play down the stretch here, y'all gonna be okay? What are those things?
Well, the first thing, we got to pitch it well. We got to throw strikes. That's the very first thing. Then we got to play solid defense behind them. And then if we do that, we'll be in the game to have a shot to win the game.
There you go.
And then hopefully, we scratch out a couple of runs here or there because, in area play, against good teams, you only get 1 or 2 opportunities usually to do something, and then that's it. So hopefully we'll get those opportunities and take advantage of it.
Especially when you're playing in y'all's area. That's a different monster in most areas.
That's true.
It's like you're playing the Yankees and the Red Sox each week.
It's true.
All right, Coach. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.